Hey y'all, it's your girl Charity B, and welcome to the I'm Enough Mastering Self-Love podcast. This podcast was designed for both men and women who are in the process or wanting to start their self-love journey. Here we discuss many topics related to self-love that promotes healthy habits that will help support your mental and emotional health, boost self-confidence, and self-worth. So get ready. This is something you don't want to miss. If you like what you hear in this episode, feel free to DM me and leave comments on my Instagram page at iam.enoughmsl. The podcast is also available on YouTube. The link will be in my description box as well as on my Instagram page. Have you ever felt overstimulated? Like everything is just too much, too loud, too fast, too overwhelming. And no matter how much you try to rest, your body just won't calm down. That's not stress. That's your nervous system asking for help. If your nervous system is in survival mode, nothing you build will feel safe. Let's talk about it. Hey y'all, it's your girl Charity B, and welcome back to the I'm Enough Mastering Self-Love podcast. If you are new here, welcome. I am glad that you chose to tune in and take a step forward into loving yourself on a deeper level. If you are a returning listener, welcome back. My hope for each of you is that today's episode gives you something meaningful to carry forward, whether it's a reminder to embrace your journey, tools to help you evolve into the best version of yourself, or insight you can apply in your everyday life. Whatever it is that you need, I hope you find it here. Before we get into today's content, hey y'all. The previous episode, I had already pre-recorded. I just did not have enough time to get it uploaded for you guys to hear because I had a lot going on. I was moving. I had started a new job, and the beginning of this month in April, that was my first actually getting settled into my apartment, and I feel like I'm still not settled into my apartment. But I did want to take the time and thank each and every one of you for bearing with me and having patience with me this whole month, because I am very behind. You guys were supposed to get 2 episodes every month, but last month you got 1, so you're supposed to get 3 this month, and I've been a little bit behind. But I am still going to do what I said and what I promised you guys. You are going to get 3 episodes this month. Might be uploaded a little quicker than normal, but you're going to get your 3 episodes. Just a little update for me. I do love my new apartment. Has some different things going on, but I do love my new apartment. I feel different here, if that makes sense. A little bit more emotionally safe, if that makes sense. I think I definitely needed to start over for me, like a real start over, fresh, like something new. And I'm glad I did it. I cannot wait to fully settle into my apartment. I did get rid of all my living room furniture and all of that. And I plan on redecorating my new apartment differently than what I did with my past apartment. Just gonna be a fresh start. It's gonna be like a bachelorette pad, if you must say. I look forward to it. It's gonna be real girly, real grown up, real this is mine, and I look forward to it. My new job, loving it so far, loving the people I work with. Some challenges when learning new things that I've never done before. However, I look forward to this new beginning. It's a lot of support here, a lot of teamwork here, so I do like that. And I already got a raise, and I've been working here since February 24th. So hey, we like money. Show me the money, okay? So far everything is looking good for me, and I'm continuing to pray that as I move forward, this apartment will be my place of productivity and officially healing in the right direction. I feel like my last apartment was my pruning apartment. So this one is where things will grow and flourish, and where I will get comfortable in the new. That's what I'm going to say. Okay, but enough about me. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm always excited when I get behind the mic and I haven't talked to y'all in a minute. I love to talk to you guys. This also is for me, like I say, it's not just for you guys. But I do hope all is well. And if you are going through life challenges or a difficult time, I do pray that all works out well for you. Okay. Now, to get into today's episode, we are still in the first pillar, which is our healing phase. If you are new here, this is your first episode tuning in, or if you do not remember, this year is our rebirth season. Okay, and we have 3 main pillars that we're focusing on and that the episodes will be tailored to, which would be the first phase is healing, second is locking in, and the last is reclaiming. Okay. So we're almost wrapping up the healing phase. Like I said, we are in episode 7. This one is nervous system first, everything else second. We are talking about practical grounding strategies to recover from emotional exhaustion. If you are someone who has been exhausted emotionally before by others, by life, by experiences, by your career, this is the episode for you. Now, let's talk about what is emotional exhaustion. Like, what is it really? It's not just about being tired. It's chronic stress and emotional overload. I don't know if you've ever experienced emotional overload, you just have nothing left to give. And it could be for a short period of time or for a long time, could be years. You experience emotional overload just from many things that have happened or depending on what has happened to you in your life. Some signs of the fact that you're emotionally overloaded or exhausted is snapping easily, feeling numb or detached, overthinking everything, wanting to rest but can't relax. Again, in order for us to get out of that mode of emotional exhaustion, we have to create a safe space for our body. Okay, let's do a little nervous system 101. During school, or if you were homeschooled, whichever one, if you can remember back, you have heard of the phrase fight, flight, freeze response that is a part of your autonomic nervous system. You've heard it at least once. This is basically a response or responses that happen automatically when we are near danger, sense danger, or actively in danger. There are different emotions that you experience that causes your brain to make the decision to do either one of these situations, depending on how you feel is the right mode of action. So during your fight flight response, some common emotions you feel are anxiety, sense of urgency, or just overthinking, like you just have to rush and act. When you freeze, you're either stuck or unmotivated. And then in your regular state, when there is no danger, you're calm, clear, and grounded. A lot of us are trying to be productive while being stuck in survival mode. And the thing is, you cannot think your way out of a dysregulated body or nervous system. When the nervous system is out of whack and trying to react and thinking that it has to fire off and make decisions to get you out of danger, it's just constantly firing these responses, and your body has no chance to really relax and be at a calm state and regulate itself to take a beat and actually understand or be clear-minded on what you should actually be doing. In a normal state, or when we're not in danger, our goal is, when our body is sending off these responses, our goal is to regulate our body, to get back into a regulated state, so that way we can be clear-minded and grounded. So something I want you to think about is, why do we ignore the signs that our body tells us often It could even be with the nervous system or just in general. Why do we ignore our body's signals that something is off or something is wrong? In this case, the whole shebang about being strong, and we talked about this last episode, the being strong equals you're ignoring your signals, or allowing you to ignore the signals because you're so used to being everything to everyone and also on top of it, and people look at you that you can't do no wrong or make no mistakes, or you have it. And truth be told is we're all human. We all make mistakes. We're strong, but at some point you have to stop looking at me for answers on what you need to do, because I have to also be accountable for myself. And I think people need to stop, and I'm going to keep saying this. If you have someone in your life that you consider the strong friend, the strong family member, strong person in your life that can do it or fix it all, and most likely knows what to do in a lot of situations, check in on them. Like, what do they need help with figuring out? What do they need help with doing? A lot of times they won't ask for help because they feel as though, and it's not because like a pride thing or a power thing, it's just the fact that they know everybody runs to them for everything, that they don't even consider who can they run to. Who can I run to satisfy me? Hopefully that sounded as good as I thought it did. But that song just popped. Who can I run to? Who can I look to when I need help or I need somebody to figure it out? And it gets sad when you can't think of anybody. If you are someone currently listening in and you have somebody in your life you consider your safe place, or that's someone that you run to when you need answers, no matter what it is, and they're able to like give you a solution without you having to search and find and actually tell them what you need. They just already kind of know what you need. This could be your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your best friend, your friends, anybody you confide in. That they have the answer to your problem. I want you to take a pause and consider them for a moment. Step out of what's going on with you. Step outside what's going on in your life. And just for a second, look at them as just a person for who they are. Outside of being your confidant, outside of being someone who always can have a solution for you, just look at them as they are. And just check in on them. Ask them how they're doing, like for real, how they're doing. And if they need anything. 9 times out of 10, people like us, we really don't know how you can help us because we're so busy and so used to giving out and putting out that a lot of times we forget or we don't know how we need to be helped. And I'm telling you, I'm giving you the key. I'm giving you the map. I'm giving you the hint that you need. The way that you handle people like that you care about, and you know that they're the ones that you can run to when you need help. Honestly, they don't want you to ask them how they need help, because a lot of times we're the ones that people don't have to tell us what they need. We just look, we analyze, and we see how you need help. We see what your problem is, and we see a way to provide you a solution that we just act on it. And sometimes, most of the time, actually all the time, 99% of the time, we want somebody just to look at us, analyze, see we are in need and that we need help on with something, and just come up with a solution rather than ask me, how can I help you? Like, we don't want to do that all the time. So if you can just take a step, if you could just get outside of your own box and just really look at the person and analyze what your person is going through that you care about, and you don't want to see them overdrained and overstimulated and feeling overused and emotionally overloaded, pour back into them how they would like to be poured back into. That's all I wanted to say about that part. But my strong people also, like, man, and I'm going to mention this I'm pretty sure I mentioned this last episode. Take a beat. Choose you. Everybody, you can't solve everybody else's problems. You can only solve yours nine times out of 10. And I think like now I'm just so selfish now, and I get irritated when people expect me to like provide answers. I'm sorry, that charity is gone. I'm not gonna lie. That's a part of me that left, kind of died with whatever I dealt with back then. So choose you. Another reason why we may ignore our body's signal is we probably not recognizing what calm even feels like. Some of us don't even know what calm looks like. We also may not notice that we are in a flight, fight, freeze response. We probably just going with emotions because we know we have to keep the ball rolling. The world doesn't stop. It just keeps going no matter what you're dealing with. So you have to keep rolling with it, or you're going to get stuck and might get too stuck in the back there that you can't get out. So you're just trying to like survive and stay above waters. Literally, that's what survivor mode is, trying to just make it to another day and keep on making it to another day. If you have made it this far and you feel as though like you are in a place of emotional exhaustion, or like you are in a constant fight with your own nervous system, and you don't know how to like really come back from emotional exhaustion, let's talk about that first. Pause. I need a little soundboard that make a little noise for like our raw and uncut segment. Y'all know what I've been through. I've talked about it often just for like relatable purposes, but I have definitely experienced emotional exhaustion. I'm not gonna lie. Between 2024, really 2023, late 2023, and up until I want to say September 2025, but some other stuff happened after that, and I feel like I had to like keep going. I would say up until April 2025, let's say that. I feel as though everything I could give, I'm not kidding you, emotionally is gone. I am depleted, and I'm still to this day, I'm still trying to find a way to pour back into me and figure out what charity needs, and still try to figure out who I am now. Not necessarily who I am, but who's this new person. I am the person that cannot go back to who she was. There was no problems with the version of me. However, there's some things I know now that I think if I would have found out then, my thought process would have definitely still been the same, and I could have grown without having to deal with that trauma. So I can't necessarily say like she was somebody I needed to elevate or outgrow. She was growing. I knew how to grow without having to be traumatized or to have to like learn my lessons over and over again. So most of them things I did not need to like go through. However, the other things, life happens. Where there's life, there's also death, and you have to be okay with that. But I feel like I was emotionally drained because I had to pour out more than I had. And it was not like I could stop and take a pause and take a break. I feel like even the breaks I did get, they were for like a couple hours. But the world still moved. Everything kept going. And by the time I realized, months and months were going, and I kind of still wasn't, my mind was like a little laggy. Everything else was lagging. Maybe I was numb. I can say that. But I don't think I started grieving things until maybe a year after things happened. And like, even now I've noticed, like, I've always been somebody who, if I'm into it with somebody or there's a conflict somewhere, it takes me a little time, maybe a day, or I need to like actually not respond in that moment, because I'll probably respond, I don't know what to say because I don't know how I feel in that moment, basically. And I have to like take some time, not on a disrespectful stuff. I'll let people know, hey, well, I hear what you're saying and I'm taking it in. Just give me this time to understand my feelings on how I feel about it. Like, I've always been that type of person, just out of respect and not trying to like retaliate off of my emotions or just disregarding how the other person feels. Because at that point, I don't know how I feel right now. But I feel like now it's a little different. it takes my nervous system a little while to catch up and how I feel or how I move with things. I can definitely say I'm very more selfish now. I like my space. I like my peace. I like all of that. And I feel like if anything disrupts that, I'm so quick. I'm way quicker than I was before with like ending stuff or like moving around. If it don't serve purpose for me, then tish tosh. Because when I look back on things, I think I'm like that because when I look back on things within them 2 years showed me a lot. People can only show up for you the way they know how to show up for you. And then if you have your expectations too high, they're gonna fail every time. They're not gonna meet the expectations you have. And I had to learn that after the fact. And because I've learned that, it taught me to like choose me every time. Every time. I'm going to choose me, not at the detriment of you or whatever, because I care about you. But there's a point where we're going to put a pin in it. And at that point, once I put the pin in it, you figure the rest out because I'm not doing it anymore. But I can't say I wouldn't change that. I think for me, though, I have noticed that like the soft side, I'm having a hard time finding her. I'm having a hard time finding out what that new softness looks like. I don't handle people how I used to. And not in a way of like, I disregard you, whatever, tish tosh with you. In a way, it's like, I just no longer can be what other people need. And I don't feel like in the future, I would like to do that anymore. I have put my flag up kind of for the strong friend at this point, or the strong person in people's lives. I will show when I need to, as much as I can allow or I can give you, but I will not be doing above and beyond, because I feel like when it was my turn, I did not get the same response that I expected. And I just had to learn to be okay with that. However, to a certain extent, because I definitely did voice what went wrong. However, moving forward, if something ever happens and I feel like you still do the same thing after I told you to do something different, okay, well then we have a problem. But you got to tell people how to treat you, especially if you have been that person that always kind of knew how to figure things out for mostly everybody. But anyways, I just feel a little kind of like emotionally disconnected. I know I'm still overly like emotionally drained. A part of it is because, I spent most of my 20s in something. I had my breaks in between where I wasn't in something, but a lot of them 20s should have been for me and for me to self-discover. I could have self-discovered alone. Like I've came very far and I'm very intelligent and got emotional intelligence and all that, self-aware, all of that. But however, I think a lot of people didn't deserve me, if that makes sense. So like now it's just I'm just, I don't care how certain things affect certain like people. Sometimes certain things affect people. I just be like, okay, well, I don't know to tell you. And I just feel like I'm a little delayed in my emotional response. Usually it takes me like a couple hours or a day to really analyze things. Now I'm just kind of out of touch with the emotional part. And because I'm so emotionally drained and my nervous system still trying to like keep up, But my plan is now, I think, because I still have things to figure out from my past life and some things that like handling, like actual handling in the world, certain bills and things and estates that I have to figure out. All I'm gonna say is this side note, please, Lord, please everybody get a will. It don't matter what age you are, get a will, have a will, because it's so hard to deal with other stuff, especially if you got I don't have other siblings from my mother, but for instance, if you have other siblings or they got married or something, it's just a whole lot of, if you just had a will, would be so much easier for your loved ones. But anyways, I have that stuff to deal with, and I'm also trying to get settled in my new space and just create a new stable foundation for myself. So I haven't really been able to put in the work how I want to, because again, the world keeps going, and I'm coming out of survival mode, but I'm still trying to figure it out. So that's kind of where I'm at. But I said all that to say, Emotional exhaustion is not just something that happens for a small period of time. It can, but it could be years down the line you still overly like emotionally exhausted. Like, and trying to, depending on what experiences you went through, whatever trauma you experienced, the work that you got to put in to regulate your nervous system and be so in tune with your body. Sometimes we don't have the chance to actually be in tune with our body because life keep going and we have to keep up. For instance, taking care of family members, taking care of people that we are taking care of business to keep, maintaining the lifestyle that you need. You can't really recognize why. So it's not intentional that you're ignoring your body's signs that something is off. It's just, hey, I gotta do what I gotta do right now. But when you do get the moment to be able to gather yourself and to pause and the danger is gone, take advantage of that. You need to ground yourself. That way we can regulate our body. Again, that's our goal, to regulate the nervous system, to get back to a calm, grounded, clear state. And it may take some time. Like, hey, look at me. 2 years, almost 2 years. My mom's second year of her passing is on the 30th of this month. It hadn't even been 2 years, and I feel like, yikes, And I definitely feel like I should have been further than what I am. However, I'm definitely making progress, but I have to show myself grace, the fact that sometimes growth is nothing. It's not doing nothing. Or stagnation. It's pruning. It's getting it all out. It's pruning the bad leaves so the new ones can grow in. If you feel like me, or have ever felt like me, or you've ever been like me, and you feel like you've been emotionally drained just by anything, emotionally overload, anything, the smallest thing stimulates you, we are going to talk about practical grounding strategies now. The different types of strategies we can use to regulate our nervous system. One way is a physical reset. You can disconnect, step outside to get some fresh air. I am so excited, y'all, that I got a balcony now. Me and my dog, every now and then, we go stand on the balcony. I'm still working on getting my furniture because I'm life. And let me tell y'all, this is a side note. I was so irritated. So I hired movers for my move, and so I don't like moving. I'll pack my stuff, but I won't move my stuff physically. So I hired some movers. So I had a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. However, the stuff in the 2-bedroom was like work equipment and podcast stuff, in my vanity. So I hired these movers. They said the first 2 hours was like, I don't even remember. All I know is they took too much. I almost cussed. They took too much darn money out of my pocket. And it ended up being like $500. And I'm thinking I ain't had that much stuff. But I do have a lot of stuff. I'm not going to lie. I have enough stuff for at least me and a kid. Let's say that. However, don't care. It shouldn't have took them 5 hours to move my stuff. And it was 2 of them. And I knew something was wrong. So I was trying to do this before work because I'm in training. I can't take off, doing my training. This was early on. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to book them at 7 a.m., 2.5 hours before my shift. They should be done, like almost done by that time. They gonna call me, talk about 8. I told y'all 7. You called me the day before, I said 7. Okay, red flag there. I'm already irritated. So I eventually had to tell them I might be a little late. I opened the door, y'all. Leg scrawny. One man leg scrawny. The other one was an older man. I said, oh, Lord. And it's only 2 of y'all. And sure enough, they was moving not fast enough for me to be a moving company. And you got to think about it. Them people who were coming in. First of all, you had shorts. You had shorts on. And then y'all 2 established. Like y'all truck got the little logo. Big old truck with this logo. 18-wheeler, whatever. And y'all got these little matching outfits on with the logos on it. And should have been my first time, because moving was supposed to be a little rough around the edges, because you so busy doing, good with your hands, and you doing all this moving. You ain't got time to be dressed to the T or looking all good. He looked like he had a great morning. He was able to do his routine. His hair was flicked to the side with his gel. And sure enough, 5 hours, y'all. And I even had to help them when we came to my new apartment, because my new apartment, I live on the 3rd floor and I have an elevator, which the elevator made it quicker. However, 5 hours? 5 hours. Anyways, pissed me off. $500, y'all. $500. Ooh, so upset. But we gonna move along from that. I just had to tell y'all that, because that really just irritated me. But yes, I don't currently have any living room furniture, and I'm going to get my balcony furniture tomorrow. Because I'm a little bougie. I like the finer things in life. And however, that cheap stuff, it don't last long. So I don't know. My mama taught me well. Bougie, but inside your means. So that's what I'm doing. I just love the fact that I got a balcony. Okay. So me and my dog, we go stand, for the time being, we go out there every now and then. We stand out there and just look. Because I'm like right in the front by the office. So I just be looking at the streets, and because we secluded in my little area. And I think that's a good way to disconnect. Because when I was in my old apartment, going back and forth, just the 2-bedroom, it wasn't enough. Even though the space was big, sometimes I just want to go outside and touch some grass and get away from these 4 walls with this desk and talk to them crazy people. So that's one way to do a physical reset. Also, shaking out the tension, literally shaking it out. Have you ever had nerves or whatever, and your hand starts shaking, so you start twitching, and you just really physically shake your hand to get your self to regulate? Shake yourself, shake your arms, shake your hands, shake your feet, shake your legs, get it out, move it out. You can also do cold water on your face, or like those ice, what is it, like an ice bath you can do it for your body, but I'm not doing that. Putting your face in like a bowl of ice water, that also helps with the temperature shifts. That's a quick way to reset your nervous system, if you just need like a quick reset. Or how people be like, they had like a long day, they on the shows or in the movies, they go in the restroom and splash their face with water. That's to reset the nervous system. Let's readjust. And after that, you feel a little bit better. You feel a little tension gone. Now, I did a little research, and there was a new one. I haven't tried this, but I can understand how this will work. It was wall support. You can place your body against the wall with your fingers and shoulders pressing into the wall. That kind of gives you some sense of support and safety. Because, of course, all your nerves really is all back here in your spines. Well, really where your nervous system feels like it's shot a little bit. So I would try that, honestly. If you need to feel that safe and that safety and that support that you don't feel in your everyday life, you'd be surprised. You can trick the mind to do a lot of things. And I actually will try that, and I will let you know how it go. Also, y'all try it too. A second way that a second strategy is also doing breath work. Inhaling 4 times, exhaling 5. The longer exhales allows you to calm the body. And I can actually vouch for that. I used to do meditations at least 10 minutes in the morning. Don't do them much now because I be tired. I'm not gonna lie. I be tired. So, but I actually want to once I get settled in my apartment, for real settled, I want to get back to meditations. Even if it's during my break, 10-minute meditation time. But the longer exhales do it's it get all of that out, all of the negative, all of the bad, all of the tension, it gets it out. And while you do breath work, you can also put your hand on your chest or on your stomach while breathing. It kind of creates this in syncness with your mind, body, and being able to be on one accord with that, getting it all out. Another strategy is sensory grounding. Naming 5 things that you see and 4 that you feel. Holding something cold or textured to shock your body or your nervous system back into regulation. You can also do what we call mental permission. Nothing needs to be solved right now. I'm safe enough in this moment. Speak it, say it, repeat it as much as you need to for you to believe it. Like I said, the brain can be manipulated and tricked in good ways as well, you know. You can also do a micro reset. These are for people who don't have much time in the day to themselves, whether you're a parent or you take care of someone, or I know when you get off work and it's like you got to come home and work some more because you have to make sure the kids ate, did their homework, brushed their teeth, took a bath, and get ready for bed by a certain time. And then you probably have to cook and then get yourself ready for bed. So, but I mean, you can use the time like getting ready for bed or taking a shower, having a thoughtful shower. That's your time to have those micro resets. You can sit in silence for 5 minutes. No phone equals no stimulation. So you can like put that down and let your body just come down from that high intense level that it was on. And you're probably wondering, so like, why do I need to do this? Why do I need to regulate? What is that going to solve? Well, it allows you to have clearer thinking, less emotional reactivity, helps you make better decisions. You have more energy without having to force it. And the overall takeaway is your life does not change because you pushed harder. It changes because your body felt safer. Your nervous system felt safe to do so. It felt like we were no longer in danger to have to get something done. We weren't on set schedules that we had to have something completed and all this tense and no relaxation, calm, or feeling grounded or feeling stable. The body feels regulated when we're in homeostasis. That's balanced. When everything is balanced, that's when it works its best. All that out of whack stuff does not do much. You are way more productive when your body is at ease. So let's create some safe spaces. Let's regulate that nervous system. Now, I want you to do these reflections. You know, I always have my little takeaways that I want you to consider, even now, like after this episode, while you're still in thought, or if you have days where you journal, or you have days where you disconnect from everything and you do your thought process and you just reflect. It's supposed to be like maybe like at the end of the week, you reflect on everything. I want you to add these things a part of your reflection time, or I want you to consider. Number 1, what if the answer isn't doing more but calming down first? What could go wrong if the answer is you're not doing more? What would your life look like if you felt safe in your own body? If you currently do feel safe in your own body, what are things that you do that make you feel that way? What environments do you place yourself in that make you feel that way? I encourage you all to try one grounded practice today. If you listen to this podcast in the morning, on the way to work, on the way to the gym, or before you go to bed. If it's close to the end of the day and you have no time today, do it first thing tomorrow before you do anything. I want you to try one grounding practice. So let's try to reflect instead of rushing. Before you fix your life, regulate your nervous system. Everything else flows from there. Before we close, we will end this episode with this season's mantra. But before we do that, if you need to jot anything down, or you're just thinking about what I've just talked about from this episode, pause the episode here, and then you can resume when you are ready. But we actually gonna do a little breath work. One of the strategies. This gives your body the chance to regulate and your mind to be clear to accept what we're about to state, so you can receive it, believe it, and achieve it. Okay, so I want you to go ahead and inhale and then exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. This last time, I want you to take it all the way in and exhale. Okay. And I want you to repeat after me. I honor what ended. I protect what's healing. I reclaim what's mine. Repeat it. Sit with it. Let it be the reminder that this year is yours fully. Next episode, we will be discussing how to reframe stagnation and comparison as part of restoration. And that's something you don't want to miss. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your post notifications on my YouTube page at I Am Enough Pod so you never miss an episode. If this message resonated with you, please share it with someone who may need to hear it. You can also follow me on Instagram at IAM.ENOUGHMSL. If you're locked in this season, feel free to share a photo of you journaling, your reflections, or the season's mantra on Instagram. Thank you again, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.